Hi everyone, my name is Alan and today we will be taking a closer look at artwork number 246, Stadia 2. Starting with the identification, this piece was made by Julie Mehretu in 2004, utilizing ink and acrylic on canvas. The size is 9 feet high by 12 feet wide. This art piece is also part of a 3-panel triptych, and it can be found today at the Carnegie Museum of Pittsburgh. Moving on to the form, this work depicts a stylized rendering of stadium architecture. The work uses hundreds of colored geometric shapes, straight and curved lines, on a white background. These multi-layered lines create animation, constant movement, and depth, and these dynamic forms make reference to traffic patterns, wind and water currents, migrations, and travel. The artist's choice of acrylic, which was a relatively popular medium during the time, was because it dries faster and doesn't change color throughout the years. All of these forms suggest the excitement of a competition held in a circular space surrounded by international images. There is no precise function of this artwork, but Julia Mehretu had hoped the abstract compositions would convey the chaos and energy of today's globalized world. This artwork explores the themes of nationalism and revolution through the inclusion of arts, sports, and contemporary politics. It is up to the viewer's interpretation of what the art is, which could be a large stadium, arena, or even an opera house. The viewer can also experience standing outside of the work, floating over it, underneath, or even standing within. Moving on to the content, the small colored circles, dots, and hash marks float through the open space like an abstract version of confetti, which for example can represent a winning team's victory if the viewer depicts the work as a sports arena. On the upper register of the artwork, there are larger circles, triangles, and blocks that float across and can resemble many different flags, such as the American flag located near the top right corner. The viewer may also be able to find any corporate logos or religious symbols, without necessarily being a perfect match. Seen throughout the central register, there are gray marks that resemble plumes of smoke that can represent acts of terror on these large stadiums or important buildings that are connected to pride and celebration. Although nationalism, sports, and politics may be the key themes in his artwork, Julie Mehretu also considers art historical precedents. Taking a look at the large red X at the top or the orange diamonds near the sides. These clearly refer to Russian constructivist and Bauhaus movements. This also refers to artists such as Alexander Rodchenko and Wassily Kandinsky. These movements and artists popularized abstract art, with the goal to wipe clean the slate of history and to promote universalism and collectivity in arts, politics, and culture. Moving on to the context, Julia Mehretu was born in Ethiopia, living and working in New York City now. She is known for her large-scale paintings with the utilization of abstract arts, with their title alluding to their meaning. The flags in these artworks can positively or negatively represent pride, patriotism, and nationalism. Other influences of Stadia 2 was the war in Iraq and the upcoming 2004 Summer Olympics. Here are additional images from Julie Mehretu, and just by looking at them, there are clear similarities between all of her work. These large-scale paintings built up through layers of acrylic paint on canvas all feature abstract elements, which are very apparent. Her canvases overlay different architectural elements, such as columns and facades, on top of geographical maps with building plans and city maps. Each painting is intentionally large, as Julie Mehretu had wanted all the viewers to be able to physically engage with each painting. The painting on the left, Ratopistics, a renegade excavation in 2001, uses similar colored shapes and gray curving lines to represent the blueprints of multiple airports. The painting on the right, Empirical Construction, Istanbul in 2003, again uses similar colored shapes and lines as Stadia 2, which creates the general plan of the city.